Hey, welcome to the DPP channel. Today we have a game between the Alphamon and the Magnamon X. Now both are very strong decks in the BT9 format for very different reasons. Now Alphamon has a very strong OTK turn with his Oryuken, while on the other hand we have the sticky bodies of Magnamon X. Now how will the games turn out? Without further ado, let's dive right into the game itself, as we do see the Ryodamon being in for the nursery, and we do see a Cool Boy being set up, and I must say Cool Boy really helps the Alphamon package because everything is just X antibody. So basically it's a 2-cost search and it's very strong, especially when you do evolve to the dual color cards, whereby you do gain 1 memory per evolution. Now we do see the Vmon doing the Vmon thing, swinging at the security, and of course hard calling it to look at top 4 to pick up the Magnamon X. The Ryodamon will actually be pushed out so early in the game and going for the black memory boost here to gain 2 memory, then evolving to the Doragamon. And of course, he does have the follow-up of the Dex Doragamon, which I mentioned just now. Does work very well with the Cool Boy, allowing him to draw 1, gain 1 memory. And of course, going to use the Dex Doragamon to actually drop 1 of the Oryuken to actually gain 1 more memory, pushing him to 3 memory again. And it's going to go for the black memory boost after clearing one of the Vmon. It's going to pick up the Dorugreymon, of course, because Dorugreymon is actually one of the most strongest pieces that X antibody can have. Especially it does protect itself against the reduced DP and of course further destructions. Now we do see a Kongo being set up here, preventing the Vmon from swinging too freely, and it's going to hardcore a Vmon just to pass a turn instead of evolving the nursery. So he was so close to the Davies, imagine if he did evolve instead, and he would have played the Tamer just to pass a turn, but he does actually memory choke the Alphamon player with just 1 memory there. Now of course we hatch to the second Digitama there, evolving to the Dorumon. And we'll follow up with the black memory boost once again, which was set up previously. Now if you guys haven't already noticed, the Alphamon deck does have a lot of searches, and of course you're just finding the key pieces to go for your Oryuken turn. So we do see another black memory boost happening here, and let's pick up the Dex Dorugreymon there. You're going to pass the turn with Doragamon evolving in nursery for the future turns. Now we do see a Vmon being evolved in the right side nursery, and unfortunately we don't see any armor actions yet, so that's very unfortunate. And it's going to swing all the Vmons at the security there, and does push the damage to 2 there. It's going to go for the Davies to actually look at top 3, and we do see of course the Rydramon and the Vmon adding both to hand, so that's a very strong plus, and we do see that as the first armor Digimon. Now the Dorugreymon will actually be pushed out here, and we're going to see a Kota Tamer being set up. Very interesting move, and looking at top 4 we do pick up 1 X antibody, adding it to hand. I'm going to add the Rookie there, which is a perfect card because you can actually use it to add it to Digisource or even just evolving in the nursery. I'm just going to go for the Rydramon, actually resting out of Dorugamon, and actually going to go for the Hammer Spark, and then following up with a Megadeth. So Megadeth will actually bounce the Dex Dorugreymon actually to hand, which is a very interesting move because you actually allow the player to actually just cycle again, evolving on top of the Dorugamon. And let's not forget about that Cool Boy in the field, so it will just allow him to accelerate more draws and of course gaining more memory. As you can see here, we're going to evolve the Dex Doragamon and using Cool Boy to gain 1 more memory and draw 1 additional card, and of course use the Dex Doragamon to actually discard 1 card to gain 1 memory, pushing us to actually 5 memory already. I'm going to evolve the Dorugreymon. This allows us to put 1 Digimon from our hand to the Digisource. I'm going to put the Dorumon, which added previously, going to gain 1 memory and draw 1 card. I'm going to evolve a Dorumon from the top deck very nicely. I'm going to go for another Cool Boy here, which allows us to look at top 3. And we do see 2 Yujimusha going down, so that's very unfortunate, but we do pick up the Alphamon. And now we do evolve to the Dex Dorugreymon, and with the Cool Boy we do actually gain back that memory, so that's very nice. I'm going to use the ability of Dex Dorugreymon to actually pop the Rydramon and of course gain back that memory, pushing us back to 2. I'm going to use the black memory boost here to go to 4 memory and of course evolving to the Alphamon. Now if you guys actually can see it happening here, the perfect body I would say, as we do put the Orymon underneath the Alphamon package. I'm going to of course evolve it to the Alphamon Oryuken for just 3 costs. Now Alphamon Oryuken does have a very special ability. When you do actually pass the turn, once per turn you can actually put Digisources from the bottom of the Digimon stack, and we do put a bunch of them there to actually gain back the memory. So it's still our turn even though we do evolve to level 7, which is usually a passing turn move. Now we do use the Alphamon Oryuken to swing at security with that Orymon and Dorugreymon ESS ability, allowing to swing twice with 2 security attack. And we do push him effectively to just 1 security in that 1 turn. We're going to hardcore that Rookie, of course. I'm going to evolve to the Doragamon just to pass the turn, and he's actually a blocker on the field, so that's very nice. But he doesn't have any Digimon from nursery as he just hatched 1 now, so it's not going to be in time to actually answer that Oryuken, which does have the Orymon ability, allowing to swing twice at the security, so this should be game already for game 1. He does pick up the Flame Dramon and does evolve to the Magnamon and this will pass the turn. Now we do have 3 Digimons on the left side of the field with an Orumon, Oruken, so we get to swing twice, and we do have 4 attacks in total, so the Magnamon won't be enough to actually block the attack, so this will be game 1. So we're moving on to game 2 here with the Alphamon going first. It's going to go for the Kota Tamer looking at top 4, and we do see 2 Alphamon going to the bottom of the deck, and for a deck that actually plays just 3 Alphamon, not picking up the Alphamon actually can be quite dangerous, especially when it's actually one of the core pieces for the combo of the deck. So it's going to see a very heavy game right here, as we do see the Vmon and the Door Tamer being set up here for the right side of the player, so he does actually have the better game, a better start in this game alone. Now I'm going to start off the turn with 3 memory here, thanks to the, of course, the 3 memory Tamer. Going to evolve to the Dorumon in the nursery, and of course follow up with a Dorugamon for 2 costs. Actually going to go for Ryudamon to search for more pieces here. Looking at top 3, we do see the Yuji Musha, and of course another Dorugamon adding it to hand, and the Vmon will be pushed out here, and of course he does secure 1 more marine thanks to the Door Tamer. He's going to use the Ryudamon to actually rest the Ryudamon, and going to ignore it completely, swing the Vmon and does draw 1, but does hit into the Kota Tamer, which allows the Alphamon player to actually pick up another rookie, adding it to hand. So still not seeing the Alphamon is going to be quite unfortunate. It's going to actually answer the Ryudamon, so that's a very wise move. Going to evolve on top of the Vmon into a Magnamon, which will allow you to restand, but mainly it's just going to be a very strong blocker against the left player. Now the left player does hardcore the Dorumon, which just pick up for the Kota Tamer. He's going to drop the level 4 and just draw 2. He's going to set out a Cool Boy just to pass the turn. Looking at top 3, we do see the, of course, the X antibody adding it to hand. Now thanks to the Davis Ken, he does gain 2 memory thanks to the Ryudamon on the field. It's going to hatch to the Xiaomon and then evolving to the Vmon. It's going to start off by swinging with the Magnamon here, and does draw 1 thanks to the Upamon, and that's into a Kongo option here, which is a saving grace for the Alphamon player. It's going to evolve into the M Magnamon X antibody here, and of course the Davis Tamer actually withstand it. It's going to actually not swing with it, it's going to pass the turn with the Davis Tamer. Looking at top 3, you do see Magnamon and of course the Dragon mode. It's going to pick up the Dragon mode, and of course the Magnamon adding it to hand. So he does have a bunch of follow-up turns to make, and the left player is behind time for sure. And the left player is going to push out the champion out already, and it's going to evolve to the Dex Dorugamon, using Cool Boy to gain 1 additional memory and drawing 1 additional card. And thanks to the Dex Dorugamon effect, it's going to discard 1 card and of course gain 1 memory. Now we do see a discarded Orumon, which is perfect for the Alphamon setup because Alphamon can actually evolve and of course put 1 X antibody from the drop zone and adding it to the Digisource. So we do see another Dex Dorugamon being evolved here, but he does actually forget, or actually me actually forgetting about the game memory, and it's going to cost me a lot here given that I'm stuck at 2 memory. And imagine I do have 3 memory here, I could have evolved to the Dorugreymon and still further my move in this same turn. I'm going to actually put 1 on the level 4 here, I'm just going to pass the turn immediately due to the unfortunate 1 memory less. And he does actually guarantee 5 memory in this turn thanks to the Davis and of course the Davis Ken. He's going to hardcore the Ankylomon, and this turn is going to wipe off the board for sure, as he does go to the Shakomon here. And Shakomon will use the ability of his Geograss Evolution. He's going to of course heal 1 first, into 6 security, and it's going to bounce that Dorugreymon to hand, so that's very sickening. And it's going to swing the Vmon, and it's going to hit me to 2 security left, and so it should go for another Mega Death to completely clear the field. So one can actually argue, even if I do remember to actually gain that memory thanks to the Dex Dorugamon and actually evolving and of course extend my plays in the same turn, he could have still answered the board very easily thanks to that Shakomon and of course the Mega Death. Now we do see Ryudamon being evolved in Nursery here, and we're going to evolve to the Dex Dorugamon here, so that's very unfortunate because that isn't what you want to see. I'm going to use the Kongo to hopefully actually survive this turn. But I do give him 1 additional memory there because I do forget that there's no more Ryudamon on the field, but it doesn't really matter too much here because the game should be ending right here even if he doesn't have the 5 memory. You can use the Shakomon to swing at security. Shakomon being an 8 cost is going to be quite sick. We do see a Kota, the last security there, looking at top 4, and we do finally see the Alphamon adding it to hand, and he just evolved to the Impodramon Dragon mode, and of course the Davis Ken will allow you to restand, and of course this will end game 2. Now we do go game 3 here with the left player going first once again, but we do finally see a rookie, and it's going to evolve to the Dorugreymon, which is actually one of the best starter I would say. Of course aside from playing Tamers. Now we do see a Vmon evolving in the nursery for the right side. It's going to go for a Ryudamon already in the nursery. And looks like he doesn't have any Tamer to play, and it's going to just pass the turn, so that really hurts the tempo for him. And we do see a Kota Tamer being set up here and choking him at 1 memory. Now we do see the Oryuken, the Orumon and the Alphamon, and we learned our lesson from the previous game, so we're going to pick up the Alphamon and hit to hand because Alphamon is one of the more important pieces to have, because without Alphamon you can't actually play the game. Now we're going to see the Magnamon X antibody being evolved here thanks to that option. So a level 4 to a level 6, that's very nice. Now we're gonna see a black memory boost being casted here, revealing a top 4. I do see Oryuken, we're gonna pick it up of course because we already see one Oryuken to the bottom of the deck, so you definitely need that pieces right there. And we do see another black memory boost being set up here. And if you guys haven't already catch what the Alphamon deck usually does, it really is just searching through an entire deck for the pieces, and then once you collate all like 6 pieces in your hand, you basically win the game. So it's like Exodia, but in a cooler form. Now we do see the Magnamon is actually dealing damage here. We're gonna see a Vmon being hardcore here looking at top 3. It's gonna pick up of course one of the Magnamon, and actually Magnamon will be the only option he can pick up because it's a free archetype, but Magnamon X is actually not free. So we're gonna see a Flame Dragon being evolved here to just pass the turn. Now level 4 will be pushed up from nursery and gonna finally see something happening aside from searching. Of course we evolve the Dex Dorugramon, allowing him to discard one card from his hand and of course gain on memory. And of course this Digimon will gain the Vengeance and the Blocker as well. Gonna evolve to the Dorugramon for just 3 costs. And we do put the level 4 champion underneath the Digisource. I'm gonna prop the Digitama to allow us to draw 1 card. I'm gonna use one of the black memory boosts already to of course evolve to the Alphamon. But unfortunately, we don't see the Orymon in the drop zone, so we can't actually go for the Oryuken play turn, which is the most strongest play. And we're going to evolve the Alphamon Oryuken for actually 7 costs, which does seems very painful, especially when we need to put 7 Digisource underneath the deck to actually gain back the 7 memory so that we don't pass the turn. And the Orymon, or rather the Oryuken, sorry, is going to become a vanilla body with just the Digitama underneath it. We're going to use it to swing the Vmon of course to prevent more damage being done. I'm gonna actually play the Yuji Musha to just pass the turn, and we do see the Raidramon being evolved here on top of the Vmon. He's not gonna swing with it because he's gonna cast the Mega Death very safely to actually bounce the Oryuken to hand. So this isn't the end of the world for the F1 player because he can just simply hash to another Digitama and of course hopefully ride up all the way to level 7 this time. Now we're gonna see the Dorugramon evolving in the nursery once again, very frequently in all these games so far. I'm gonna of course hardcore the Dorumon to actually look at top 3. Gonna pick up the Dorumon again instead of the Orymon because we actually see the Orymon in our hand already in the previous few draws. Now we do see the Vmon being evolved in the nursery. I'm gonna go for the Hammer Spark play here. It's gonna swing the Raidramon to actually draw 2 thanks to the Vmon and of course the Upamon. Does hit into the Alphamon though, but the armor release will make sure he's safe as he does evolve to the Flame Dramon in the nursery. I'm gonna further evolve to the Magnamon on top of the Vmon to just pass the turn, but we do have 3 memory to begin with, and this might be the turn as we do push out the Dorugramon and of course gain memory thanks to Yuji Musha. I'm gonna go for the Dex Dorugramon once again, and of course the shenanigans will go again. So it's basically repeating the same process as we do actually draw 1, discarding 1, and of course discarding the Orymon this time because it's one of the key pieces to be in the drop zone as we do go for the Dorumon to actually draw 2 cards. The black memory boost will be here. I'm gonna go for the Dorugramon for 3 costs, but of course I did miscalculate my memory a bit given that I'm still at 2 memory instead of the 3. So imagine if I do have 3 memory there, of course the Alphamon Oryuken turn will proceed nicely, but because we do lack the Cool Boy, we're not able to actually gain that memory to 3. So we're just gonna pass the turn here by just evolving into the Alphamon and choking him at 1 as we do put the Orymon underneath it, and of course de-evolving that Magnamon to a Vmon. But given that he does have only 1 memory to work with, it does not much threat against the Alphamon. We're gonna actually swing a security hitting to the Oryuken. He's gonna go for the Chimeramon play here because he does want to nuke off the rookies on the field, because if the rookies are on the field, the Oryuken will actually just spell lethal straight away. But he does actually eliminate all the bodies except the Alphamon, which is gonna evolve into the Oryuken very safely here in a while. I'm gonna evolve the Raidramon in the nursery first, and of course the Oryuken will come down here and kill off the Chimeramon, which is gonna be quite sad for the right player given that he does nothing on the start of the field. We're gonna use actually the Dorumon to actually hardcore to actually pick up one of the Orymon adding into hand. But very interestingly, we actually don't pick up the Tamer there, so that's very unfortunate, and we don't actually use the Oryuken effect. So looking back at this video right here, I should have just used the Oryuken effect to just memory choke him at 1 because this will limit the amount of plays he can do. So looking back at all these videos really allow me to, learn all the misplays that can actually be avoided. And we do see the Vmon actually missing the top 4 there, so that's very unfortunate. So gonna pass the turn with the Magnamon evolution here, and of course end the turn. Now the Magnamon is actually considered quite big there because it does have a few armor Digimons in the drop zone. So we're gonna just chill in this turn by just playing another black memory boost looking at top 4, and of course setting up the litter in the next turn instead. Gonna pick up of course another rookie there, given that the other 3 cards are not Digimons. I'm gonna go for the combo play here to just pass the turn. So he doesn't really have much to do, especially the combo in effect. He's gonna go for the Hammer Spark to gain on memory. And actually what he could have punished me here is if he does have the Rydramon or Davis Ken, he'll be able to cast that Mega Death from hand after hitting the requirement, bouncing that Orican to hand, and it's gonna cost me a lot because I will have to rebuild the whole Digimon stack once again. It's gonna go evolve to the Dragon mode here for 4 costs, but unfortunately he doesn't have any green Digimons underneath it. So it's only able to call one of the blue Digimons, which will be the Magnamon here, to just simply pass the turn. So not looking too good for him, I would say, but the Magnamon is after all a blocker. Gonna hatch to Energy Tama and gonna evolve to the Dorumon to draw 1. And I must say the Chimeramon lingering effect to make my Oryuken being smaller is gonna be quite scary. But I'm gonna brave through the security as I do use the Yuji Musha skill to put one of the Dorugreymon underneath the Oryuken. That's proc my Dorumon and the Waka Digitama to draw 1 gain 1. But it's gonna be a 3 security swing at the security. It looks like it's not gonna block it, it's gonna allow the 3 security attack to happen, pushing down to 2 security, and the Orymon will stand the Oryuken. Now because I do have a luxury of memory, I'm gonna go for the Yuji Musha play here to allow me to put one more Orymon underneath it. So this will be a sudden 3 attack swing at the security. So the Magnamon is definitely not being able to perfectly block it, and I'm gonna mid-leave him at 0 security there. Nothing to a Davis though, but Davis came a bit too late. Let's just pick up the Magnamon, adding it to hand. The Orymon will stand again. This will be blocked by the Magnamon, but it can't block the last attack from the Black Hybrid, and this will be game 3. Now this will be the Alphamon deck list if you guys are interested in. And this will be the Magnamon X deck if you guys are interested in as well. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.